Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. Today we're going to continue with our Edward Newgate Whitebeard OP06 list, which you can see here on the screen. In yesterday's video, we did do a deck breakdown. So if you're new to this deck or new to our channel, make sure to check that out. Check out yesterday's video so you get an idea of the card choices here and how to kind of pilot this deck as well. Today, we're going to have matchups against two different leaders. We have two games against Reiju, and then we have two games against Katakuri. So some of these matchups that you're going to probably be seeing a lot in OP06 as people are gravitating towards these yellow decks. And then Reiju is just one of the new leaders, so you're going to see them a lot. So hope you enjoy the games coming up soon. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the games. In this match, we're going against Reiju. I like the ESO, but I feel like I want to put more pressure into the opponent. I'm gonna mulligan. I might regret it, and I already do. I guess I don't regret it. I have my pressure. I need to put pressure into the opponent. Oh, opponent got the German Kingdom ready, and this lets me do that, right? I didn't have the searchers, and the searchers are not having the searchers is gonna be an issue. Opponent's gonna play the stage here. Yeah, I kind of regret it now. But I do think I really needed to find like this Luffy and Aces. Opponent gets the Reiju here. They don't have a way to trash her. So they're just going to attack him for 7. And we'll say okay. We wanted to see if we could get something nicer. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything nicer. We can't play anything next turn. I guess we can play this Sanji. Go 8, play Sanji, see what happens. Is that worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I think I want to have this 2k in my hand. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. It's making me take a life, right? They did the -1 down here. I guess they get to draw a card, but... Huh. I guess they got it. They got to trash a card. So, yeah, no, they got it. Because they got to trash a card, so they get the dumb back. Yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah, so it's like you're net positive. You're net even on Dawn. They have the big Reiju and Jonji on the grave in the discard. But they have the little Niji when they don't have the big... When they have the Niji in the discard, right? So, I would like to play this Marco, if possible. Because it can then become an attacker into the opponent. Yeah, they're gonna attack again. Do we just say okay? I guess I could go Luffy and just have this rush attacks into the opponent, just attack for 6 every time. Yeah, I guess we can attack into this double finger. Yeah, let's just attack here. It's a little bit scary. Because now we're 0 life. Opponent could have their... I guess they don't have the Ichiji. They're still at 3 life though. The markers are just going to be 1k counters at this point. We have 8 next turn, so we could go Ace and keep 1 down for Radical Beam. They throw away another Jonji. They got the Reiju, but they got the big Reiju, not the little Reiju. Okay. What is going on here? They go for Chief's Horn. They play in Chief's Horn. So they have... That means that you have to go after this Luffy. This will only make sense if you had an Ichiji. That would make sense. But it doesn't look like you have an Ichiji. So you didn't get -2 here. You're gonna just refill your hand. Okay, you're gonna just refill your hand and have the big region in the field. And now that they can start refilling their hand is when it gets scary. Yep, they go another one. They get to draw 2 cards again. And they have 2 attackers. So, Because the opponent has 2 attackers, I actually think I go Marco. And attack 7 twice into the opponent. I think we go 7, 7, and play the 4-cost Marco. Opponent might actually choose to defend this, so that they don't go down to 2 life. We'll keep enough for Radical and Radical. I guess the opponent had to use... Opponent had to use minus Dawn twice to play this Reijus, right? So they're only going to be a 6 Dawn next turn, which is one of the downsides in this matchup for them. Okay, so they did defend it. Because they defended it, I think we just go for 7. And again, we'll just go ahead and drop this Marco. You show me you played Sheep's Horn, but now you have to find a second one. Yeah, you have to find a second Sheep's Horn. They still don't have the Ichiji, which is the big deal. Which is the big thing here. They don't have the Ichiji. They don't have the big Ichiji. And I also haven't seen them draw the small Ichiji. If they attack with the Reijus, I might just go Ace to try to kill them both next turn. You have another small one? Okay, so they have the big Ishiji now. They could play it from their hand. Sure. Now, you know I'm a 6K leader, right? Now they go for it. I think opponent forgot that I was a 6K leader. We still have this blocker, remember, right? They attack me for 7. We'll give you the 2K. Oh, yeah, no blocker. 2K. They could have... I want to keep the Ace. So, like, I don't want to trash anything. Because this is a 2K counter. That I guess I could trash this Marco. Opponent had to commit it down on the Reiju. Okay, so they're going to go here. If I remember, the Niji... Is it a 4? It's 3 costs or less, isn't it? Oh no, they can't return it. They can't return my Marco to my hand. Okay. Alright, alright. Alright. Yeah, they can't return it. I did forget about that. So, do they have another one in there? They don't, right? But they have 3 attackers for next turn. We can go Ace. Or... 1, 2, 3. Or we can just get them down to 0 right now. I'll get them to 0 life. I don't think I'm dying next turn. We can go 1 Marco. We can go 1 Marco... 3 Dawn. So we can go for 7 here. Force the opponent to give me 2 cards. Okay. I guess we'll go for an... Okay. I guess we're committed to go for the 7K. If we go Ace, we can still kill both units and keep 2 Dawn. But then the opponent can just... Opponent still stays alive. And they're still gonna have that big Ichiji on the field. Do I wanna just clear their board? I don't know. Let's go for it. It's risky, because now I only have 2 Dawn. I only have 2 Dawn. I do have a lot of 2K counters, though. And now we have this Ace that can still put pressure into the opponent. Now, if they find another little Reiju, so they have found 3 already. If they find the 4th one, they get value. They can't play Judge, because they are 7 Dawn. So they cannot play Judge. They throw the Niji away. So they're not even looking to play it. They whiff on here, so I think that seals it. They trashed it and didn't find anything on the German Kingdom. And again, it's because they haven't found the small Ichiji. So they attack for 8. The 8 can easily be countered by a guard point. They can attack for 10. And that's just going to be radical. Okay, no, it's going to be like this. So we'll give you a 1k. You know I had a Marco in my hand. They must have the small Ichiji here. And then they're going to go for the big Ichiji now that is on their hand. But then that means that the opponent has no cards in their hand. So can we just go for lethal next turn? Yeah, opponent has no cards in their hand. So I can just go 7, 9, and then 11. You obviously know that you're not gonna beat this. I have a Dawn open. You know I played like a bunch of Radical Beams. Oh, they drew a card. So technically they have 2 cards. Sorry. They have 2 cards. I'm still gonna give you the Radical Beam here. Do we still go for lethal? Do we still go for lethal, or do we say that we can actually survive because we have this Marco? Opponent will have to play Niji to be able to get rid of the Marco. Let's go like this. Have them give me cards. I think I can play... Because again, I guess opponent has Judge next turn, huh? Opponent could have this Judge next turn. And if they play Judge next turn, they're still not killing me. I guess they'll get the blocker. Do they have the little... Do they have the little Jonji? They don't have the little Jonji. So we can just go 8 here. Then we go 9. Then we play Marco, Polo. And honestly, I'm down to play this Nami. I'm down to play this Nami, even if it means that we just whiffed here. Just so that we have access to Makino Nami shenanigans next turn. We have a blocker. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2k counters, a Radical Beam, and a Bad Manners. So the opponent throws the Kaya away. And again, Judge is the only scary part here. But the problem with Judge is that the only rusher is the Ichiji. So the opponent doesn't have enough attacks, even with Judge, to do anything. They can play this Ichiji here. I think I find playing it safe. Like, the fact that the opponent is not a 10 Dawn, because they have to keep using the -1 Dawn, makes me feel so safe. So they can go Ichiji here, right? And attack for 7. We'll give you this block. We'll use the car action, just trash this. And then when you play your Ichiji, we just go Radical Beam or Bad Manners, and we should be okay. We'll have a bunch of attackers next turn. Yeah, this is a done deal. It's just a courtesy that we're still playing. So, what's your line? You draw another card because you got the -1 Dawn. So you're at 2 cards, you're at 2 life. We can just give you this 2k counter. So now here, we know you only have, I mean, opponent didn't even have any counters left. And they only were going to top deck another one. So yeah, unfortunately for the opponent, they didn't find their Ichijis until way too late into the game. Even when they had all these Reijus to get a lot of card draws. So GG's. I think it is a bad matchup for them no matter what, though. The 6k leader is just very hard for them to deal with. In this match, we're going against Reiju. Let's be aggressive. Let's be aggressive. And just attack on her right away. Okay, because we're trying to be aggressive, let's keep this Sanji. The Radical Beam might be worth it in the end, but I think I'm going to go like this. Now, the Ichiji is gonna... The good thing about this matchup, right, is that the opponent is gonna be... not have as much Dawn available as, like, other leaders have, just because the opponent has to continuously... They have to continuously use the Dawn to summon their little kids. We'll go here. I guess we'll grab this second Radical Beam. Do we do it? Let's do it. Opponent has no other unit to attack into, so let's do it. Let's force a card out of their hand. Or let's force a life. Let's force a life out of their hand. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Let's force a life. Opponent is forced to have to attack into this Makino. Now, they could be playing the Perona, right? That would be kind of crazy. Ah, the pudding, not Perona, sorry. So they're digging. That's triple HG. They're digging for the little Reiju. And they got it. So they get to refill their hand. That's two 2K counters, though, out of the way. They trash. They get the Reiju again. They attack. You have to attack this Makino. Yeah. You have to attack this Makino. Alright, so we have 5 done. We can go 5, but then that feels kind of worthless. I think I just go for this Luffy. I think I just tell them to give me... Okay, they gave me 2 cards there, yeah. I just tell them to give me cards. Give me cards, give me cards. Okay, there we go. 2 more cards. Cool. So they have the little Reiju again, and they just want to refill their hand, right? So Judge gets trash. They got Jonji. So they can get little Reiju and Jonji here. My cards are 6K though, so yeah, they have the blocker. Now you play the Reiju, right? And you still have 1 down to attack one of my units for 6. They do. This is a 6K blocker, right? Yeah, there you go. They got the little Reiju. They get to refill. They don't have any dawn open, so they actually don't get any attacks. Never mind. Cool. Alright, so I like this Sanji. So I'm gonna just go sits 3 times. Okay. Especially because the opponent just gave me so many cards. Okay. There we go, Sanji, and attack for 6 one more time. Alright. Okay, let's keep enough for Radical Beam or Guard Point or something. To kind of keep these guys alive. They haven't found the little Ichiji yet. Okay, so they did find it now. They're gonna have this big one. You get to go minus 2K on one of these guys. You definitely want to go after this Luffy, right? So I think I just let you kill the Luffy. We'll play Newgate, stay at 2 life, and then still have value for other stuff. They went after my life. This is at 3, right? Honestly, I kind of like the idea of staying at 2 life. Oh, this is a 4. Yeah, no, that's still fine. We're gonna use 1 guard point here. Right? Yep. We're gonna go like this. And then what are you gonna give me? You're gonna attack with the Jonji as well? Okay, they're not. So I guess we'll go... Again, we'll go 6 here. Kind of like the idea of staying at 2 life here. Okay, cool. So then we'll go like this for 8. Opponent gives me the blocker. We'll pass. They can attack into the Sanji all they want. They still have 6 down, so they cannot have Judge. They're gonna just get another Jonji. It's 2 life. It's 2 life that we need to get through. They have another Reiju, so they can actually... No, they don't, because they don't have any more big Reijus, right? Yeah, they don't have any more big... Oh, they do have another big Reiju, so why not play that? I guess they want to kill the Sanji, right? Sure. I'm not gonna spend anything on that. I guess I need to defend because the opponent has this attack next turn, right? So I need to be able to defend my life. So maybe we go Marco, and that leaves me with 3 down for this. So that's 7. So that's 7, which means that we can go ahead and... So 7. Because, I mean, they do have a lot of attacks. So I probably do need to keep myself healthy enough. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So that leaves me with 3 down to play with. So we can go 9 and 10. And that's going to force the opponent to do the Jonji blocker. Yeah, let's go like this. Let's go 9. If the opponent goes down to 0 life, trying to kill me next turn, then I just go ahead and kill them with Luffy. Okay, they go ahead and take it. So then we go for the Marco blocker, and we just chill. We have Radical Beam, and Guard Point. They need to find another Jonji blocker or a Queen blocker to be able to stay alive next turn. Otherwise, they're gonna hit by 10k, and then the Luffy gets us there. I guess even if they have it, it's not gonna be enough. They have 5 attacks. They could have 6 attacks. Yeah, they have 6 attacks. We can take 1 life. We can block another life. Doesn't matter to me. 6. Okay, so this is easy, right? We just counter here. Yeah, this is super easy now. We just counter here. Because they can only attack for 7, and I have all of this stuff here. So you trash that, you got the Sora, so you got a 2k counter in your hand. Alright, we'll take this one. It's kind of funny. Go Guard Point. We'll go Guard Point. Alright, so the opponent has a 2k counter in their hand. They have no blockers. So if we just go 11 here, they can't counter out of this. And then we go for the rest. Unfortunately, the 6k leader just makes it so hard for the opponent to do anything. Yeah, 15, they cannot counter. No matter if they had even if everything was 2ks, they can only go to exactly 15. And then we still have this 5k to follow up with. Unfortunately, they have to spend so much Dawn to actually get to be able to attack my leader that it makes it hard for them to be able to do anything. And they didn't have a bad hand. Like, they saw 3 Ichigis. They saw 3 Ishigis, they saw 2 Reijus. That's what you want to see with this deck. So I just think it's a bad matchup for Reiju, unfortunately. So GG's. In this match, we're going against Katakuri. I'll go second. I'll go second just to stop them from having that curve. We can mulligan here for a 1-drops. We get 1-1-drop. Maybe it was better for, like, I just like going second because it makes us up their curve, right? Because if I let them go first, if I let them go second, they'll have that 7k hit every turn. Like, they can play Prospero on turn 2, have 1 Dawn left over, attack for 7. You know? And I don't want them to be able to do that. Now, if the opponent is playing Gedatsu, their Gedatsu is going to be a little bit less useful than other matchups. We do have this Makino plus Nami combo, which is nice. Yeah, so like, this is what I'm saying, right? Opponent will have to... I guess we'll have to grab this. Opponent has to make a choice here. They either develop the Prospero or they don't attack into it. They cannot do both, and that's the benefit of going second versus letting them go second. I would have loved to have this Makino, right? Get value. Yeah, see, they have to develop the Prospero. I guess we'll go 5. Let's just put pressure. 5, 6, and play the second Nami. Let's just put pressure. That's what we're doing to do, right? That's all we're here to do. Just aggro into the opponent. We have this Ace and this Luffy's, and we can just rush them down. Give me a 1k or take the life. Give me a 2k or take the life. Okay, they decided to take the life. They get a Satori. Alright. They're playing Thunderbolt, apparently. You're gonna give me the 2k this time. Alright, so then we go like this. I don't know that I need a second Luffy. So I'm gonna grab the Robin just as a 1k counter. Because I do have a lot of non-counter cards. They can kill this Nami with the pudding. And we can kill their pudding in response with our own Nami. I guess unless opponent plays like a Gedatsu here. Yeah. We know that's gonna happen. The other units require a Dawn to attack into us, which again makes it hard for them to do anything. Sure. I think opponent thinks I'm gonna like block. I don't care. I wanna be a 0 life before you get to Big Mom. Sure. Sure. We'll go like this. Okay. Do I need to play this Luffy? Or do I need to go Marco first? I might need to go Marco first and just develop the blocker. Yeah, opponent gets the Okiku as well. The Okiku is dangerous because the Okiku sits. The downside of doing this is that now the opponent can play the 7-cost Big Mom. Might have to actually clear their board next turn, huh? Might have to actually go ace and just go for board clear. I don't know that I can afford to take all this damage. Okay. I will take one though, right? I just don't want the opponent to force me to use a bunch of cards here if I go to 0 life. We'll go like this. They can go to 10, 11 with the Katakuri. Okay. We'll take the next hit. Assuming that the opponent actually goes for it. Okay. If they go for 9 here, we can just block, right? So by taking the last hit, we know that we can always just block with Marco now. And just get rid of one of the aces. I do think I need to actually kill their board. I guess everything except for Okiku, which is a problem because Okiku is the annoying one. But then if I do that, the opponent gets a bunch of draw with Prosperos, which is also not good for us. Oh, I got rid of the freaking Marco. That's good. That's very good from the opponent. I was not expecting the roulette blocker, and I did get rid of the Marco earlier. I need to keep enough for Radical Beam and guard points, so I can only use sets, I guess. Unless I go for the ace. We do have this blocker. I guess unless I go for the ace and just clear board like I was talking about. We'll keep 1, but then we're like losing to like a big 16. No, it's not gonna be 16, it's gonna be less. The ace is tempting because I feel like the ace is so tempting here. Do I actually go for it? I'm gonna give them so much draw here with these Sparrows. Opponent's still gonna have Okiku and Katakuri to do their thing. If I keep the ace, I have to attack, right? I have to attack into their life. Honestly, let's go like this. They actually decided to save that Satori. I probably should just attack into their life, by the way. They should block this. Yeah. Yeah, that was the punish, right? The Onami was always going to be the punish. I'm not going to play around that Onami. I guess they're also playing Thunderbolt, but I'm not going to play around that Onami. Opponent knew what they needed to do there. We can go guard point. They have to be careful, though. They have to be careful. Okay. Let's go Jozu and here. Like, this is not lethal yet. They do have the... I guess they have the blocker and they have 2 life. They do have a 10 cost Big Mom in their hand, so that's 1 deck card. We only have 1 Radical Beam left. I would have loved to keep this Rush unit, but I guess I can always go for the Luffy. Okay, they're gonna go for 8. I want to keep this Luffy Rusher. I guess we'll give it to you. You go for 6. You always go for 6 here. They have too much life and they have a blocker, is my problem. So I don't think I'm gonna get there. Yeah, that okay, they decided to kill the Nami. Double Radical Beam and double 2K. That I need to keep 2 done open then. So 2 done open. Two done open. This is 6. Yeah, I guess let's let them get the draw. Let's have them get the draw, unfortunately. Problem is that I'm just dying, right? 10, 14, 16. I get another Perospero. We'll attack for 7 here. And I have to attack into their life with the next one. So they have Perospero and Big Mom. So 2 non-counter cards. And they whiffed this one. Do I need to keep this Sanji? If opponent puts all their down on Katakuri, they're attacking for 16. We can go to 10, 14, 16. And this will be a 6. And we can go like this. The problem is this blocker. An opponent could get a trigger from life here. Yep. So now they have another attacker. And because they have another attacker, they can go 6 and just go for 15 here. And 15 still requires me to use 3 cards. So if they go 5... I guess that also works, right? 14. Yeah, 14 also works. Because we'll have to go 10, 14, and the opponent still has 2 more attacks. So they get it. They literally had no counters in their hand. It's just that blocker that was messing me up. So I could have just... they had no counters. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just that blocker that really messed me up by not keeping the marker in my hand. I'm not used to Brûlée because people are not playing Brûlée as much anymore. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Katakuri. So, the triggers, man. It's all about the triggers in this matchup. Like, it's so unfortunate. They chose to go second, of course. I don't even like this hand. I'm going to keep it just because of the ISO. So it lets me search here. Let's grab the Marco. The Marco is a nice 6k unit that the opponent has to deal with. Question is, okay, if the opponent doesn't play... They didn't play their pudding. So I think it's correct for us to attack for 5 and then 6. We take a life out of them or a card. Okay, they get the Sanji blocker and they discard another Sanji. They gave me the 2k. So we took a life and they also gave me a 2k. And technically 2 cards from their hand, but they ended up having a unit here. They go Perospero, attack for 7. But then again, they kind of have to deal with this unit here. Now, it does mean that we're probably not going to play this ISO anytime soon. They're actually going to attack into it. Wow. All right. Nami. Do we let it go? Do I care? I think I'm fine. I mean, losing Luffy sucks, right? Losing Luffy sucks. We'll go for sits here. And then we'll just go Marco. And that's fine. So, that's an interesting Nami. Losing the Luffy sucks, but at least it wasn't like a 2k counter, which I think I'm gonna need more than that. They're gonna go for the reject. They can attack me here for... I think I bring it back. I'm gonna say that we're gonna get another Radical Beam. They're gonna attack it for 9 as well. For 8, sorry. And I guess I'll give you this. Do we give them this Marco? Do we give them this Marco? Or do we just give this Marco as a blocker? I'm gonna give them the 2k. So we're gonna play this Marco and Iso. That's gonna be 5. That's gonna leave me with 2 Dawn. That was an interesting reject. We'll go like this. Okay. And then we play Marco and we'll play this Iso. And I guess we'll get the third Whitebeard in our hand. We're at 9 next turn, by the way, so we could actually play these Whitebeards. But the opponent's just gonna pay their 10 drop after we play it. But the benefit of having this Whitebeard in the field is like at least we have this big body that the opponent has to attack into. Kadatsu. We trash one of these Whitebeards, right? Yeah, we just go here and trash one of them. There's no world where we're actually playing all of them. Yeah, so we go like this. Question is, do we actually attack for sits here, or do we keep this Marco as an attacker for next turn? Because if we attack with sits with it here, then the opponent can actually kill it next turn. I think we go here. I think we keep this Marco standing. It might look weird to do that, but I think we force the opponent to have to deal with this Marco. This is going to be 10 drop, right? But when the opponent goes for the 10 drop, they're not going to have any other attacks anywhere else. And then we'll have Marco, Newgate to attack with. If they don't go 10 drop, then I just drop the second Newgate in their face. I can even give up one of the aces here for this Marco blocker. It's a lot of Dawn. So the idea here is that by not attacking with this Marco, opponent is forced to do this, right? I guess they don't have it. They don't have the 10 costs, right? So we're just gonna go second Newgate. Sure. We're just gonna go second Newgate. We can also go ace, I guess. Oh, I see what they're doing. I guess we can give up both aces. No, but yeah, we can give up both aces. They're gonna put it in on the pudding. Oh no, not even? What? I guess we'll just go like this. So now I'm fine attacking into them, right? Yeah, now I'm fine attacking into them. We'll go for 6 here. We'll go for 8. And then we'll go Newgate for, what, 10? Opponent's gonna have to take that last life. And we'll pass. Opponent's not allowed to play 10 drop. We still have 1 life, and we have an 8k leader, and we have a blocker. They can have a Maru for the blocker. I guess if they have a Maru for the blocker, that could be enough. But it's a lot of Dawn they have to commit. Okay, so if they have a Maru, they could also have the reject for the last life. So reject, a Maru. So reject and a Maru is a punish. So if they go reject, that's gonna be 4. Yeah, we block this now. We block this now and just give them the ace. I want to block this now before Amaru comes into play. So they go for 8 again. And they can go up to 9 here. So we just take it. And now we even have the guard point. There's no way you have lethal. You should know that. Let's show them both so that the opponent knows that they never had a chance. And we just go for the Newgate. He deserves it, and that's the game. So they did have the 10th drop, and I guess they had the 0 cost, but they didn't really have anything else, right? They didn't find any triggers there towards the end, so that kind of put them in a tough situation. So, yeah, if they had the Reiju or the Amaru, right? If they had the Reiju, they could have dealt 1 damage to my life. That's 4 done. So now I go to 0 life, but I still have the Marco blocker, and I also will get the guard point to my hand, unfortunately, for that. But let's assume that this was a non-counter card. Let's assume that this was a non-counter card. We will still have the Marco. We still have the AK in our leader. And the opponent has 6 done. So then with 6 done, they only have 2 attacks. Because they cannot do 3 and 3 here, right? So they will have to just either they go 3 here and 3 here and attack twice. In which case we just block with Marco and then do the kick course. If instead of Reject, if it was an Amaru, they can rest my Marco, and they will still have 8 done, and one of their units will be 8k. So then in that case, I will have to take the life, and then they have another 8k that they can swing with for 3 more done, and then they can have another, I don't know, at that point they have 5 done left, so they can put 5 on the Katakuri and attack for 11. So that would have been enough, because they could have attacked, they would have been able to attack for 8, 8, and then 11. And I would have only been able to block a counter out of one of the AK. So we lose to the Amaru, but we wouldn't have lost to the Reject. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed those games against Reiju and against Katakuri. Against Reiju, I think we have a very favorable matchup. Like, very favorable matchup. That is the problem with Reiju, that I feel like she falls to these red decks that can just kind of push so much aggression and rush the opponent down. Especially with us having a 6k leader, it means that the opponent has a harder time actually putting pressure into us, because they're also doing like -1 down every time. So then you're also asking them to have to put a down in their unit to attack us for sets. And it's hard. It's hard for them to be able to do that. So we have to see both matchups there, just kind of us running them down. Against Katakuri, I do think it's more of a 50-50. And really, it's just all determined on how many triggers the opponent gets. If they get like 3 triggers out of their 5 or 6 lives, if they heal with like Big Mom, I think you probably lose. Like anything 3 triggers, like 3-4 triggers, you're gonna lose or more. Anything less, you probably have a chance of winning. Maybe at 3 triggers, you can still get there, but it's really hard now that they have so many triggers. So I think it's more of a 50-50 compared to how it was before, where I felt like Whitebeard could consistently beat Katakuri more often than not. So we got to see a win and a loss there. And I don't know if I'm piloting it correctly, but I'm just trying to put as much pressure as I can into the opponent. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed today's games. We have one more video with Whitebeard coming out tomorrow. So if you want to keep up to date to that, make sure that you like today's video. Make sure you subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. And yeah, enjoy your day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.